The President's Cabinet was established in Article 2, Section 2. The role was to advise the President of any subject he may require relating to the duties of each member's respective office, which includes 15 different departments, which are Secretaries of Agriculture, Commerce, Defense, Education, Energy, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security, Housing and Urban Development, Interior, Labor, State, Transportation, Treasury, Veterans Affairs, and Attorney General. August 1977, Congress created the Department of Energy to address the country's energy problem of the 1970s. The department assumed the responsibilities of several government agencies that dealt with energy-related issues. Responsible for research and development of energy technology, energy conservation, the civilian and military use of nuclear energy, regulation of energy production, and use and the pricing of oil. In 1965, Housing and Urban Development was created. It promotes community development, administers fair housing laws, and provides affordable housing and rent subsidies. The Department of Homeland Security was created in 2003. It works to protect the country against terrorism. The development was created in response to the 9/11 terrorist attack against the U.S. It was established in the largest government reorganization in more than half a century. It includes 22 agencies and 170,000 employees. The Department of Health and Human Services was created in 1953. It is perhaps the most far-reaching of the executive department. It administers Social Security, which provides income to retirees and the disabled, and funds Medicare and health insurance programs for persons over 65, and Medicaid, which helps states pay for Medicare for poor. The Department of Veterans Affairs was created in 1989. It replaced the Veterans Administration, an independent agency established in 1930. It provides benefits and services to veterans and their dependents. Through its agencies, the Veterans Health Administration, the Veterans Benefit Administration, and the National Cemetery System. The department offers education, rehabilitation, home loan guarantees, burial, compensation payments for disabilities or death related to military services, and a Medicare program. The Department of Treasury reports to Congress and the President on the financial state of the government and the economy. It regulates the interstate and foreign sale of alcohol and firearms, supervises the printing of stamps for the U.S. Postal Service. It operates the Secret Service, which protects the President, the Vice President, their families, and other officials, curbs counterfeiting, and operates the Customs Service, which regulates tax imports. The Department of Transportation was established in 1966. It sets the nation's transportation policy. There are 9 administrations within the department whose jurisdictions include highway planning, development and construction, aviation, urban mass transit, railroads and the safety of waterways, ports, highways, and oil and gas pipelines. The department also supervises the Coast Guard, which is responsible for search and rescue at sea, and the enforcement of laws that protect oceans and waterways from oil spills and other pollution. The Department of State was established in 1789. It advises the President on foreign policy issues, works to carry out the country's foreign policy, maintains relations between foreign countries and the United States, negotiates treaties and agreements with foreign nations. The Department of Labor was established in 1913. It protects the rights of workers. It helps improve working conditions and promotes good relations between labor and the management. The Bureau of Labor Statistics tracks changes in employment, prices, and other national economic statistics. In 1870, the Attorney General, the Chief Law Officer, and Legal Counsel of the federal government runs the Department of Justice. The department supervises U.S. District Attorneys and Marshals, supervises federal prisons and other penal institutions, and advises the presidents on petition for payrolls. The Department of Interior was established in 1849. It protects the natural environment and develops the country's natural resources. Components of the department include the National Park Service, which manages more than 300 parks, monuments, rivers, seashores, lakes, outdoor recreation areas, and historical sites. The Fish and Wildlife, which oversees more than 400 wildlife refuges, research centers, wildfowl production areas, and fish hatcheries. The Department of Education was created in 1979. It took over many of the educational programs previously managed by the Department of Health, Education, Welfare, and other agencies. The department administers more than 150 federal education programs, including student loans, training, vocational education, and the handicapped. The Department of Defense was created in 1947. The department directs the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force, as well as the Joint Chief of State and several specialized combat commands. Non-military responsibility of the Department of Defense include food control, development of oceanographic resources, and etc. The Department of Agriculture was created in 1862. It supervises agricultural production to make sure prices are fair for producers and consumers. It helps farmers financially with subsidies and development programs and helps food producers sell their goods overseas.
Executive powers. The Senate must confirm all major appointments made by the President, Cabinet members, Supreme Court justice. The Senate must confirm all treaties made by the President. The President does not have the final say here. Example of checks and balances.
These are the appropriations made by Congress on the chart below.